Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So ever since I got my Panasonic G85 camera, I've absolutely fallen in love with this. It's actually done so much for me in terms of being a content creator, and it's also introduced me into the whole world of 4K content creation. Now, I have done a video on whether or not 4K is worth it or not, and overall it depends on your needs. However, after having done 4K for months now and kind of going through the motions and figuring out what works and what doesn't work, I have to reevaluate my stance on 4K. So if you are brand new to 4K content creation in 2018 or even all of 2019, I don't think it is necessary for you to do 4K. However, if you are planning to be a long-term content creator, then it does make sense for you to produce things in 4K, but that doesn't necessarily mean you need to publish it in 4K, and I'll get into that in just a bit. And so the reason why I have changed my stance on that is because of the investment that you have to make. So the very first investment you have to make is your actual hardware on your computer. Now, I myself have a quote-unquote monster Linux PC, and you can see my entire build. I will leave that in the description area below. And the PC has a Intel Core i7 6700K. It has 16 gigs of RAM, and so for all the 4K stuff that I do, it can handle it just fine. Now, whenever I get into more complex things like more complicated timelines, more effects, and then when I get into the whole world of color grading and things such as LUTs, maybe I'm going to have to upgrade my PC. But for the most part, this hardware is more than enough to handle it. But the area where I've had to invest the most outside of that is storage. 4K just takes up so much space. Now, inside my actual computer itself, I actually have 2 SSD with a combined total of about 1 terabyte, which is 1000 gigs. And I also have a mechanical hard drive which has 4 terabytes worth of space. And so I have about 5 terabytes total. But that's not the only thing I have. I actually have 2 external drives. Each one is 1 terabyte or 1000 gigs each, and each one of them is already full. And so what I had to do, I had to also buy another external drive. This is 4 terabytes. And so as you can see here, I have about 11 terabytes worth of data available. And I never thought that I would actually need that much space. I kind of thought like maybe 4 terabytes would be the most that I need, but that was before I got into the whole world of 4K. And even with the 4K that I do now, most of what I do is I shoot everything in 4K, but whenever I produce the video, I do it in 1080p. Because if you create content 4K from beginning to end, it's going to fill up space so quickly. And that's where I feel like it's really hard to justify doing 4K at this point, because the investment is so high and you're going to continually have to add more storage, and later on you're going to have to upgrade your hardware. That's the first thing. It's just going to cost you more money. And then the second thing is, even in 2018 right now, and even coming in 2019, most people still do not have a 4K television or 4K computer monitors. So you still have time to actually wait until most people adopt this. And so by the time 4K is pretty much everywhere, then the cost of storage, the cost of hardware, computers are just going to be more powerful. It'll be a lot cheaper for you to invest in 4K at that time, because by that point, we'll probably have 8K televisions and 8K cameras coming out. And so those are my thoughts on 4K and whether or not it's worth it, version 2. So I really am rethinking all of that, of what I said earlier. And so I think for the most part, I don't think you should go into 4K unless you are willing to invest. And so if you had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Go Content Creators group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.